Joining us on telephone is Congressman Tim Griffin. Want to bring him up. And we had tried to get him the other day to talk about this Ukraine mess that's going on. And he's got a short window here, so we want to get him on right now. And Congressman, your thoughts about what's happening in the Crimea?
Well, I think that this is a time where we're, to some degree, reaping what the president's policies have sown. I think that it's widely, whether you look at the Washington Post, which leans to the left, some would say all the way to the left, whether you're looking at conservative writers, there's general agreement this president has shown a reluctance to get involved abroad, and that weakness has invited this sort of completely unacceptable invasion. And I will tell you that it is a top priority for us who just back up to Washington. Just got off the plane a little bit ago, and it's all the discussion up here about what we can do. We certainly can't supplant the role of the president, but there are things that Congress can do, such as aid packages. There's some things that we can do that, such as trade restrictions, trade embargo, visa bans, asset freezes, are some things that we can do in the Congress, and we'll be looking at all of our options. But the problem is you can't, because this is to some degree the result of perceived weakness here at home. You can't reset this and undo it immediately. In terms of the way this country and the way our leadership is perceived. And so, but there's a lesson here, and that when the United States is not at its strongest, there's nobody else. We're it, and so if we're not stepping up, no one else is. And this is an opportunity for us to reassert our values and to do something. I don't know if you saw Rubio and Congressman Tom Cotton. That's op-ed today. They had a great op-ed on CNN.com. It was basically about sort of how we got here. And one of the key points that they talked about is that over the last 5 or so years, there's been a reluctance to expand NATO.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, we're seeing the consequences of that. The liberals think that if you expand NATO, you're provoking someone like Russia. No. They only understand one thing. They don't understand kumbaya. What they understand is peace through strength. And they were opposed to expansion of NATO. Why? Because it threatens their ability to do exactly this sort of thing.
Yeah, with that in mind, Congressman, how does this, I think, toughen the resolve in both the House and the Senate to fight against these cuts the president is talking about to the military?
Well, you broke up there at the end, but look, I do think there is bipartisan support on this issue, not across the board, but I think you will see a lot of Democrats join Republicans in the need to do something in this instance, and I think it gives us a good opportunity to talk about the de facto ban on natural gas exports. Because our government has moved so slowly in approving natural gas exports, we have basically been unable to do it. Why is that important? Because a lot of these countries in that region, they need this energy resource. And if we can get it to them, they will then be less reliant on countries like Russia. And so there are all sorts of aspects to this issue, not only what's going on the ground there, but economic policy, what we've been doing on that here with regard to natural gas, with NATO expansion in terms of our European relationship. So, I mean, there are a lot of different things that whether we see it at the time or not, ultimately impact how we're perceived and the ability of other countries to ward off this type of aggression. And so we'll have a meeting on some of this stuff here shortly. I know the Foreign Affairs Committee Chairman Ed Royce has already talked to the Treasury Secretary, and so there will be things that we can do, and I believe that there'll be some stuff that we can do with the president, because obviously we need to stand together on this.
All right, I'll catch up with you on Thursday morning there at CPAC, and we'll talk in depth about this.
Yes, it'll be early morning on Thursday.
You got it.
Hopefully we'll have something to report about what we've done. Thank you all very much.
All right, thank you very much, Congressman Tim Griffin here on the Dave Elswick Show.